Come on, go live. Oh, yeah.
Why are you yelling at me? You need to listen to the song.
I'm not yelling at you.
Because I'm happy, you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy, you feel what happiness is.
Dude, don't sing.
Yeah. You know,
Let's stop the noise. But I had to play that song for a reason, Nick, today.
Because you start the show with the song Happy, and the first thing out of your mouth is, don't yell at me.
Well, then you should be nicer.
I wasn't. You paint me to be this evil person. Seriously. Like, I think, like, you're gaslighting the group. That's what you're doing. You're gaslighting the group.
My God. Seriously, no joke. But listen, I want to tell you, I'm sorry for you because about your back pain that you threw your back out because I empathize with you.
Are you really sorry for me though?
Oh, let me finish. I never believed in back pain until I, at the office, leaned over and hugged Lynn Girding, who's 4'10", and I'm 5'10", and I go, oh, that hurt. And then my leg went numb for 2 years and whatever. Then I ended up having like back surgery. And I was horrible during the surgery, by the way, but I'll never make fun of back pain again because I do recognize how miserable it is. Like Leslie Peters is having surgery, basically kind of what I had soon too.
But why would you not believe in back pain? That's like a really weird thing to not believe in. Like there's no way your back could hurt ever. That's fake.
Well, not that. I was like, when people would go, oh, my back is out. I'd be like, whatever that means. Like I just didn't really care.
So for those of you who don't know, I have herniated discs on my lower back. And like once every several years, like it just snaps and I fall to the ground. And that's essentially what happened yesterday. Like you could just be doing nothing. I could like turn to look the wrong, I could like, make a movement that my body doesn't agree with. And it could be a movement that like, so yesterday, and now by the way, I won't be able to get out of this chair. Like we'll be sitting here for 45 minutes and it'll take me literally 10 minutes to be able to get out. Just because my back gets stiff if I'm sitting in the 90-degree angle.
Yeah. I should have charged
the last 2 days I couldn't even walk. So I got a brace. I have a brace on. I'm going to go to the doctor later and get x-rays, but I mean, listen, I know a lot of people want to give me like medical advice and that's just like normal. People want to do that. I've been dealing with it for like since I was 25. It runs in my family. My mom has it. My aunt has it. I don't need surgery. I just it'll in about like 5 or 6 days I'll be back to normal. But I put ice on it every 20 minutes.
Can I tell you something I did with your pictures on Facebook?
Which pictures?
Well, we got my mom one of those digital frames that you can Wi-Fi to her so she can like see pictures of us because like most people know she has dementia and just so it's this cool frame that my friend told me to get and you upload these pictures and it just starts shifting through. So I uploaded like 5 pictures. I uploaded like 5 pictures of you shirtless onto her frame.
Are you serious? What did you? Can you what? What did your mom say? What did your? Are you just gonna add more shirtless? You can add pictures from your phone wherever you are.
Yeah. So I literally just went to your Facebook, saved them on my phone, and sent them to the website so she can just be like, "Who's that bald guy with glasses with his shirt off?"
You'd be like, "Oh, he came with the frame, Mom. Sorry."
I know.
Digital frame. Hey, okay. By the way, I just want to say, yesterday, look what I got in the mail. My KW mask. Oh yeah.
Thank you. I know. You know what? People are super excited by them that they're throwaways and that they're so cute.
I'm gonna order more because
the 50 packs.
I didn't want 200 masks. I never leave the house.
Listen. The 50 packs are individually wrapped, which people are loving for offices, that they can hand out individually wrapped, that they're not touching them. Oh, look at Andrew Bloom. Look what he did. He posted a shirtless pic on his bathroom mirror view.
I believe it.
I'm really proud of Andrew and Jason for connecting their StreamYard accounts to Facebook, so they now understand what it looks like.
Let's look at the designs. Okay, this is a nice one. I like this.
That's Farmer's Head. That's for a picnic.
This is super subtle. This is very subtle.
That's my favorite one. It's classy.
Yeah, this is very subtle. This one is also a very subtle.
That's for men, typically.
Yeah, this is I'm pretty sure I have bed sheets or ties. I have a tie like this, I think.
Yeah.
But the KW is extreme. You can't even see the KW. So
I know, isn't that cute?
Realtors won't like this because the self-promotion isn't blatant enough. And then
we have a operating officer on today. She'll tell us what's up.
This is the winter lumberjack plaid look.
Burberry, it's supposed to be.
Oh, I don't know. I live in Michigan. It's plaid. So anyway, it's expensive. Burberry's expensive plaid.
Well, we're going to come out with a second line too. I'm super excited because people say they're easy to breathe in and they're throwaway, and I wear makeup. What?
Wait, are you saying that people can actually breathe in masks? Is that what you're saying? I'm missing one. I think my kid took one of them because he took them all. I'm missing one of these. It's probably upstairs. Are you saying that masks?
We're not talking about that today. Listen, it's a big day at KW today. Well, and by the way, you and I have a huge week this week.
We do have a huge week, but I also want to say that Annie Swit just said that they're all wearing theirs at the office, and she looks better than Jason does.
Well, that's true for many reasons.
Annie, are you saying that it looks better than Jason does in the mask, or just in general? You need to be more specific.
It would be an A and B. I'll take C, all above. All right, let's bring our guest on because I'm super excited. Then we have a female leader, our top female leader in Keller Williams.
Wait. One of the top, because we got Annie on. She's one of them.
But this one is COO, C-suite.
She is chief operating something. Operating something at a chief level.
And she's been with KW for a long time. So she's grown up in the company. And so I have to double check how long, because I remember her sitting in the back of the room at FSO. And I'm like, who's that beautiful young lady right there? And she's young and she's a big wig. And so can we bring her on? So she'll set us straight, I'm pretty sure.
Let's go. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
I kind of want to play music again because
You're asking me.
What? See, my favorite one. She's got my favorite mask on.
Oh! I'm going to put one on this morning, too.
And she's dancing. She's got little kids at home. All right.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's Ellen Curtis behind that mask.
These are great. I
didn't recognize you with the mask on.
Jason Abrams gave me a package of these, and I know you'll want to know this, Karen, but we had a big meeting with Gary on whatever day that was, last Tuesday, and he was wearing one of your masks as well. So they're making the rounds. They're making the rounds across all of KWRI. Your masks are on the most, the most famous mustache of the real estate industry. Your mask is covering.
The packaging is so profesh.
It's real cool. Well done.
Put up the link for the mask, Karen. People want to buy them.
Oh my God! I'm getting crashed. Commander Morning bombing. Here we go.
You guys have fun all day.
You guys had your show. You guys had your shows already.
I know they already were here. They were already here. This is my time.
Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that Texan accent? This is my time. Ellen, who are you?
Who am I? I'm just a girl from Tennessee who lives in Texas now. It's a Tennessee accent. You have to, but yes. And I appreciate the huge promotion you guys have given me, but I'm actually the VP of operations here at KWRI. And to answer your question, Karen, I've been here 16 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, Ellen, your Facebook page says COO, so I don't know what to believe.
Oh yes. I'll do the updates. That's not a demotion, just a different job.
Yeah.
What does the vice president of operations do?
Well, generally I dance with dance parties with Jason and Annie. That's number one. We do that every morning just to get the blood flowing. And then I oversee a lot of the things that we do here at KWRI, but our main role here is to just take is value creation that we can push out into our ecosystem, right? So everything from our events to our courses to even in the technology and our enablement programs, how does that all come together so that we can distribute it out to the ecosystem? So I get to work with a lot of the amazing teams that really create and deliver all that value to make sure that it gets out into the hands of our market centers and our agents in the best way that it can.
So good.
Yeah.
So, let's go back to the day. Let's go back to the day, which was a Wednesday.
Back in time.
I think I want to go back to the day. You've been with the company for 15 years. Let's go back.
16.
Do we have like a dream sequence?
The time machine. Yes.
Yeah. What were you doing at KW way back in the day when you first?
I started as a freelance writer. So my background is in marketing communications, and I started as a freelance writer, and I started out front. I published the first one.
Seriously?
Yeah. It was a newspaper. It was like a full-blown newspaper, and I was. They hired me to write some articles, which I wrote, and then they said, "Hey, can you write a media kit to sell the advertising?" I said, "Sure, I can write that." And they said, "Hey, can you design it?" And I said, "Sure, I can make that up." And so then I just started doing all these jobs, and then I came on as a communications coordinator, and Out Front was my baby. It was what I spent most of my time on, and writing and publishing. And I boxed up, if you had a market center and you called and said, "I want extra copies of Out Front for recruiting," I personally boxed those up and shipped them and put them in the mail.
Yeah, like you were in the mail room, like with the tape over the boxes.
At the time, I was the second person in the marketing communications department, right? And there were about 50 employees here at KWRI headquarters, so it was small. We were a small team.
You go, Gary, I really think we should ship these to market centers. She's like, cool, go mail them.
Yeah, exactly. I had one of those UPS like printers in my desk, and I'd be like, "To Karen Carl," and then I would put your copies in.
I think that's so cool. Like, this is what I love about talking to people like you at the company, because like these are things we would never know. Like I just thought Out Front just kind of, I don't know how it started, right? But you started it. I mean, the way I love Out Front. Like I used to love
it too.
Now. Oh my God, it's so much better now. With Annie and Elena and the whole team have done.
Is amazing.
I know we need Elena on. We're gonna
get Elena on.
So good.
You know what I love about Elena? Like I'll just be like, Elena, I got a cool story for you. And she's like, cool, email me the idea. And then like sometimes a few months later I'll just see the idea there. And it's like that's what's so cool. Like, if she sees something beneficial, she'll do a story on it. I love Out Front. I used to love to get the magazine. Now it's only
I do too.
But
I like the paper on it. I like the feel of it.
Yeah.
I like the quality. But actually, I opened my email that came yesterday because I love those emails. And I love the mega pages that meet the megas who came over and the agent who came over from CB.
Yeah.
I love, and that's just a single post you can share all across the country. If everybody would take the email that they got from KW, go to the Meet the Megas that moved over, and then take that and shared it, powerful message, which is part of my passion is getting unified messaging across the company. So
my favorite is texting the top 50 list to all my friends that are on the list, because they're like, whoa, we didn't know this came out. Like Andrew Bloom, Josh Anderson. I just love texting that stuff to them. They're like, that's so cool.
Well, that's fun. About it all being digital, to your point, Karen, it's constantly updated, right? So as soon as someone comes over, we have a head turner, we have these amazing mega agents who are joining our company. We can publish that, get it out into the world. That remains the same. The very first ones that we printed had, so-and-so joins KW. I mean, that was the beginning of really the growth as MREA was taking off. We were publishing those stories always, like the heart of that has remained the same, but now we get to publish those stories even more often, and our leaders can share them and tell that story. We don't have to wait for a print deadline. And, you know, I don't have to go to press checks at 2:00 in the morning anymore. And I don't think Lelena does either.
Nice. So then what happened from there? Because I love to hear stories about people moving up in the ranks.
Yeah. So from there, the marketing and communications department was kind of born, right? I mean, I was the second person in the marketing department. The other one was Lori Sparrowhawk, who had a long career at Keller Williams, and she became an IT product manager and a whole lot of other things. But and we were just doing that. And Todd Butzer was the VP of marketing at the time. Todd Butzer, a great leader in our company, whom I love. And he oversaw us, and we did some really cool work. And I did that for a long time, focused on communications, built that team for about 10 years. And then I got an awesome opportunity to go build Keller Williams outside the U.S. and Canada with KW Worldwide.
Oh,
yeah. So I was, we did, and of course Annie was my great partner in that, and also Michael Balistreri, who's still on the team. Like, we were a little crew. We did a lot of cool things as a team in the marketing communications department, including rebranding the company, which was kind of when we changed our logo, right? You remember from the curly Q? Yep. That had kind of been a goal of mine for a very long time, was to convince, you know, the leadership that it was time to make a change. And so we did that. And right after that, as we were sort of considering what's the next thing for me, I got that awesome opportunity with KW Worldwide. So I went over there. Bill Soderoff and I were like hired in KW Worldwide on the same day. And I got to partner with him and build that business, which was tremendous, awesome, and continues to be awesome. So.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's so cool. Aaron, Karen, I called you Aaron. Why did I call you Aaron? Karen.
Yes.
Karen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have a question for Ellen?
I have 100 questions for Ellen. So, like, what are your top priorities that you're working on right now for the company?
Top priorities right now, the first I'm really excited about is a little thing we've been working on called professional services. So you know how we've been talking about how Keller Williams now has the opportunity, and Karen, I know you've been doing a lot of this, to really expand into supporting dependent, interdependent, and independent models, but really looking at agents who want all three experiences and bringing those into our market centers. And so one of the things that we've been working on for quite some time and is coming to fruition is a professional services arm of KWRI that takes that idea of a one-to-one service where, let's say you want to move your database into Command. Let's say you want to market a listing using designs and some of the other tools and campaigns. Then we actually do it for you. It's the next evolution from, we'll teach you how to do it. We'll teach you how to do it in a small group setting, like our enablement programs that we have now, and then we'll do it for you. And professional services is really that arm that's going to do it for you. And we're thrilled that that's getting off the ground. We have a great team that's leading that. And I'm hoping within the next, especially with some of the big things we have cooking from a recruiting perspective, within the next 30 days, those are services we're going to roll out to say, hey, you want to be onboarded into Command one-to-one. You want us to teach you how to get all your opportunities in, set up your campaigns, get your designs going, all that. We'll be able to do that through our professional services division.
Oh,
yeah, it is so exciting. I've been able to have a sneak peek of what's coming, and I think they're going to announce a lot of it today. But one of the ahas I had with my own interview with Mark King at MegaCamp was, for us, a dependent model company like CB or another company, they can't have a capped revenue model, right? They only have the dependent model. Right. They can't say, oh, you can pick a plan where you're capped. They just can't afford it. They're in debt. It's a mess. It's a little messy and publicly traded, so you can all look it up. But what we can do is, we're a capped revenue company, but we can also add this side of it too, which is what no other company can do. So they can't change their model to what we already have, but we can certainly grow and change and add value to our other models that competes with them.
And because of our scale, a lot of those do that at the broker level, right? And your market centers may choose to do that. We can also help scale that at the KWRI level because of our scale, because of the expertise our team here has in command and how to really make that work. We can scale at a level that maybe a local broker cannot, right? So the two can be complementary. Keller Williams local services that you may offer in your market centers, and what are the things that we can provide, and can it be that partnership where it's local and national so that we can scale faster?
Hey, Ellen, we have a question from Giselle. She watches us every single morning. For those agents who don't know, tell us the difference between independent and dependent model.
Okay. Well, for a long time, independent, is that what you said?
Yeah, she wants to know what a dependent model is, right? Because there is an independent, but
that's like my specialty, explaining this stuff.
Yeah. So let me give it a go, Karen, and you can give me a grade. Okay.
Girl, I learned it from you.
So for a long time, we've said that Keller Williams is actually interdependent, right? The way that Gary built the model was to be competitive with independent companies. And independent companies, let's say, for example, those that may have a balloon as their logo, right, came into the market and they said, you can be independent with our company, meaning that you can keep 100% of your commission, right? RE/MAX was famous for coming out and saying 100% of your commission, we'll give you a desk, we'll give you a phone, but you keep the majority of what you make, right? And that was really competitive. But they didn't provide a lot for that. Keller Williams and Gary Keller, and his vision to be competitive with that, said, let's be interdependent, meaning I'm going to provide training, I'm going to provide support, I'm going to provide coaching. We're going to have all these things that happen in the market center, and we'll have a competitive split and a cap. So you can get to 100%, right? But also I get what I need to provide a wonderful market center environment, a home base for your business where we can have world-class training, services, and support, right? That was interdependence. And then now, and this model has been around for a long time, but it's becoming more prevalent in the industry, is there's this dependent model emerging where we have agents who say, that's wonderful, but I just want someone to handle the details for me. I want somebody to handle the lead generation for me. I want somebody to handle the marketing for me. And we look up and go, yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. And that can be a win-win if we use our economies to scale. And if agents want a dependent experience where they have an on-site transaction coordinator that they don't have to hire onto their team, where they have a marketing services provider that, again, they don't have to hire onto their team, we can use our scale and our platform that we have now, thanks to our end-to-end platform and command and consumer, we can scale to provide that dependent experience. So the dependent is really where agents are looking for, I don't want to handle the details. I want somebody here at my home base in my market center that can do that, and I don't have to hire them, but I use them when I need them. And we love all three, right? We love all three. We have amazing dependent agents in our company. And by the way, we have amazing independent agents in our company that we see through expansion and mega agent offices and all the opportunities that are available when you truly want to take your business to the 7th level.
And by the way, like, my mother came from RE/MAX. Now she's one of 3 majority owners of KWNJ Metro Group in Montclair, New Jersey. But part of the reason why she decided to buy a KW franchise was because I believe, like, the year before that, she paid RE/MAX about $78,000 with franchise fees and office space because we had a mega team, right? Mm-hmm. So it's crazy, crazy, crazy. Hey, I want to just talk about you. You know,
do I get to talk on the show?
You just asked me. What did I do? What did I miss? What, Nick? Hold on, just a second. We got it, because give me my grade on that. Did I get it okay, Karen?
Oh, sorry. Listen, you know my ADHD.
A plus. A plus.
Yeah, you did a great job. I forgot you asked Karen to grade you. I'm sorry.
I need my grade.
Okay. A plus.
She's not type A.
So Ellen, you know, balancing your home life and your work life. I mean, I don't think there's a such thing as balancing, because balancing it means that like sometimes one takes priority over the other. When it comes to your family, you know, you can't really balance. You can counterbalance. That's how I look at it. But we couldn't get you on the show for a few weeks because like, and I loved it too. You're like, oh, you know, my husband has to go to work this early for the next several weeks and I'm home with the kids. And I just felt so much respect for that. Right. So you have kids. How many kids do you have?
I have 2. I have a 18-month-old daughter and a 4-year-old son, almost 4.
And so, what's it like at home? You know, like, how's it been for you during this, you know, crazy time?
It's madness. I mean, it's absolutely madness. Like, I don't think anybody that has little kids would say any different. And we've, you know, struggled to find the best solution for our family, as I think everybody has, as you kind of consider the options that you have, and do we have family? Do we have daycare to rely on? Like, what are our boundaries, and how do we want to move forward? But I also think it's been a really special time because it has grounded everybody, literally. Like, we can't fly anywhere. We can't do business trips. We're not going to these, you know, I used to fly all the time, especially with Worldwide. I would be gone, you know, for long periods of time. I'd be on a plane traveling. And so I think there's something really special about just having to be together and settled, and the creativity that brings and togetherness that brings. But it's I think everybody's struggling with some version of it, right? You try to make the best decisions and come up with the things that work best for your family. But as long as we stay healthy, we're good. You know, we can deal with any struggles that we have. So it's just, and I will say, you know, we've made decisions that were right for our family. And I know everybody's making decisions about what's right for their family, about going back to school, going back to daycare, how to move forward. And it's hard. It's hard. It's a struggle for all families out there, moms, dads, and the kiddos. You know, the kiddos know what's going on too. I see it in my son. He kind of understands the virus, and, you know, so we have to manage their environment because I want them to stay safe and secure. So,
yeah, my 5-year-old, he's like, Daddy, we can't go to Target today because of coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
And they love Target, and, you know, because whenever they go, they get to go to the dollar section and pick out a couple things. But it's just, they're very, and my 8-year-old's very aware. When he's riding his bike around the neighborhood, you know, he'll drive by his friends. He's had multiple friends, and, you know, he'll stay the distance back and just talk to his friends from across the street. And so the kids get it. You know what I mean? The kids really do. They get it. You know,
it has been an opportunity to teach my son too, especially like what it means to take care of your community, right? So when I ask him to put on his mask, you know, and he's somewhat compliant in that.
Right.
So, hey, we got to take care of our friends. Let's do it for our friends, right?
Well, with these masks, there's going to be no complaining or no tantrums at all.
No, these are comfy and breathable.
Yeah. Okay, Mommy, give me KW mask, Mommy.
I'm gonna have to do the trick where you tie it around your ears, though, for him.
Yeah. With us, it's like, Gus, do you want Paw Patrol or Batman? You know, you make it exciting.
Yeah. Well, it can be kind of fun. I mean, you really can have fun with it, and you may as well make it fun because it's not going away anytime soon. Right. That we can acknowledge. I mean, there might be something big happening tomorrow, Tuesday, November 4th, which we're all excited about to move on from. I don't know either. Here's the big difference, and one of the blessings in this, I think, is that, you know, when my son took his first steps, I got a video of it from his daycare. When my daughter took her first steps, I was there, right? Like, yes, I was on a conference call. Yes, I was Zooming, and the internet was blowing out, and my son was crying, whatever. But I got to be there for that, right? And I got to see it, and both were special in their own way because we, you know. But it's different. So you got to stop every once in a while and go, okay, I'm just going to be totally present for these like 2 minutes to celebrate this with my daughter, you know, and that's really special. I wouldn't have had that. Yeah. Okay, I have a question. Okay, Nick, I had to get in before Nick.
Well, I never know who's going to, you know what we should do, Karen? We should like get a real back and forth event. You know, we're only like 72 episodes in. We should get like a back and forth.
We're only 72 in.
We should work on our communication is what I'm hearing you say.
Yes, that is.
Okay,
that is
great. That's amazing. All right, Ellen, I have a question. Is it true? Because I don't know Jason, Jason is being honest, but is it true that
oh, good Lord.
that Josh, Jason, you and Annie, the VP of marketing, all have like offices near each other?
It's true. Right.
I mean, how much you're right in a row, and you're all young and like vibrant and brilliant minds, and like running our company, which is awesome. And how much fun do you guys have during the day? Like, I'm sure you're very productive, because I know how all of you work, like very quickly. I mean, you probably do 3 full-time jobs in one day, but how much fun do you guys have, and what do you guys like to do together? Like, tell me about what that environment looks like.
You participate in Nerf gun battles with Jason and Josh.
Do you have chair races down the hall?
No, I can't say that we do that. We do have fun. There's a lot of Kit Kats and chocolate that gets eaten. Like, I don't know, but there's a lot of candy eating, and then the sugar high is real. We're collaborators. Like, it's interesting. I think one of the reasons that we've all started coming back to the office, and we're very careful, and like I'm in my office right now, like we're very careful about what we do, but I think it's the moments in between the Zoom calls and the meetings and all the things where you have fun together, that your creativity is really at the highest level. So I think having us here and having that in between time to play actually makes more creativity, more innovation happen, because we get to have those interactions, right? So I will say that Jason is the pusher of all the chocolate in the office. He keeps, yes, he has bowls and bowls of it. And so we do that. Chair races, not so much, but there's definitely some things that get tossed around and thrown. Josh is a thrower. Like, he'll hit you with a stress ball or something, or like
I could see that.
Like, if he's really into, he'll throw something at you. I mean, not in a violent way, like maybe like toward your shoulder, not like right in the eye. Yeah.
I mean, I once had a front desk person when I was a team leader in Denver take off her flip flop and throw it at me, because flip flops are not allowed in my workplace with all my leadership team. Because what I don't want to hear is flip flop, like nothing like, well, that and pen clicking pretty much.
Josh was Crocs. So you don't have to worry about that.
My husband wears Crocs too. My husband has several pairs. He wears them.
Like on Wednesday about that. We could definitely talk about that for about 20 minutes with him.
Yeah, my husband wears like the basketball shorts and he has like the whitest legs, like he's paler than me, and then with Crocs. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ellen, so what's your morning look like? What's your morning routine? I mean, I know you have an 18-month-old and a 4-year-old. So like maybe sometimes it's just, hey, whatever happens, right? But what do you try to keep normal and on a schedule in the morning, so you can kind of get into the mindset of, running the largest, real estate office in the world, really?
It's been interesting. A lot of my morning routines, and I think this has been the challenging thing with COVID, especially with women and moms, is that as soon as things went into lockdown, all the leverage in our lives kind of vaporized overnight. So, at least in the beginning, childcare, any in-home help, or maybe you had coming to like help you food prep, like everything just went like totally out the window. And for me, my gym time, right? Because I was getting up early in the morning to go to the gym before my kids woke up, and then it was closed, right? So like all the things that were kind of keeping me sane and grounded kind of vaporized overnight. It's been a struggle to get back to them, to be honest with you. But what I've started doing in the mornings, my son gets up super early. And so I've started taking him, kind of putting him into our stroller and going for walks. He carries the little lantern so that we have a light, and he can read his dino book, and I can listen to my podcast and just kind of get centered for the day and have a little bit of me time, get the heart rate going, that kind of thing. So I have my exercise, because I haven't gone back to the gym yet. And then from there, I go home. It's a flat run to get ready to get them fed and watered and out to daycare. And then now I'm headed into the office, because I like having kind of a different perspective from home, because home is so chaotic. I like to come here now, and there's nobody here. Our office is closed still. So I come here, and I get to play with my friends and colleagues. And we were doing our entire leadership team was doing daily calls for a long time, and now we're kind of trying to figure out the best balance for that. But my morning pretty much is get up and go. But I have added the walks because we need that like sane.
Yes.
Julian, my me time. Can I go with you on your me time?
Oh, yeah. So
well, you know, Ellen, it's funny. We have I'm part of the Lady Leaders with Rachel Adamsley and Grace Schiffman, and our event is actually November 12th. Detailed post will be out today, but we have a theme every year. So it was Broken to Badass last year. And since, you know, we're doing it virtually on Thursday, the 12th, this year, we really are giving credit to moms, because I know dads do a lot. There's like Nick watched his kids for like 4 days by himself, you know, last weekend too. But
for a whole 4 days this year.
Yeah. But moms. And so the theme this year, because I don't know how moms do it, because I don't have young children, but I do have grandchildren. And it's from Lady Leader to Wonder Woman is our theme this year, because it's true. I mean, moms have become even more so. It's even more apparent that you all are Wonder Woman, how you get it done and work. I mean, you guys are, like Nick said, you're running the largest real estate company in the world, and you have 2 small children that are not in school, and it's just crazy. It's crazy.
By the way, I mean, being a mom or a dad to 2 small children is much harder than running a corporation, just because you're responsible.
I can't do it.
No, but the thing is, like, my wife, you know, she's been homeschooled. I mean, you know, homeschooling our kids, and my 5-year-old he's in pre-K or young fives, thank goodness, because he's just not learning a thing, right? So we have to now kind of take the curriculum into our own hands. Okay, how can we play learn with him? But then he catches on, right? Mm-hmm. Starting to play a game, and he's like, wait, and he has to count, right? Wait a minute. This is learning. This isn't playing. I don't want to do this.
Well played, Dad.
Yeah, right. I'm like, But
I know what you're doing.
So Lauren, Ellen, what podcast you listen to? Because you mentioned you were listening to podcasts and you're taking walks. What are you listening to?
Pretty sure mine.
And Gary's podcast and The One Thing.
And what about my podcast?
I love all of those. But I also feel like you have to get out of your own ecosystem and out of your own bubble in order to learn. So right now I'm really addicted to, like many people, to Brene Brown. You know, she just launched her Dare to Lead podcast. She's had Unlocking Us, but now she's got Dare to Lead. She does some amazing interviews that are just really, I think, help me sort of find my power and inner peace and perspective on all the things that are going on in the world. So I love Brene Brown. I also like kind of the crime ones, like the short series that, you know, Serial was the first of those. And now there's all these investigative journalist ones. Washington Post does some cool stuff like that. But I'm really into, I've been down the Brene Brown rabbit hole for probably the last 2 weeks.
I know. I would love her to speak, you know, at an event for KW. Would be extraordinary, because her message is so good for everybody to hear and so powerful. And she's a Texan.
I haven't watched her Netflix special. It's really good.
Oh, it's so good. But I use one of her mantras like daily. Like I want to, it's more important to get it right than to be right. It's more important to get it right than to be right. Like, and I have to use that mantra all the time, even with my kids, especially with my kids.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Hey, Ellen, if you should download the Wandry app. You know Wandry?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the app?
No, I don't. Mm-mm.
Okay, the app, it's like $35 for the entire year and all of their podcasts with no commercial interruption. If you guys don't have Wandry, they're like one of the biggest producers of podcasts, and there's like dozens of categories. It's awesome.
Yeah. I do only get like those 45 minutes every day, so I'm not like feed podcast listener, I have to be honest.
Yeah. Well, tell her about Blinkist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, Blinkist is like the greatest app in the world. It takes books and you can do audio or read, and it gives like synopsis, like Cliff Notes for reading, and it'll have like any book, and I pay for an annual subscription. So like last week I hadn't played a tennis match basically all year. I take a lesson every week. but I hadn't played a match. And so I was listening to the Inner Game of Tennis about staying focused, which is a great book and for anybody, not tennis specific. And so then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go to section 4, which is going to talk about being present for the ball, and then, but Blinkist, Blinkist is one of the most used apps I have.
Yeah. So Ellen, what does a normal day for you look like once you get into the office? Like, what do you guys have to do? Like, to keep running.
What do you do all day? What do you, my husband thinks I socialize all day.
We figured out there's lots of chocolate eating.
There's lots of chocolate eating.
Yeah, there's office races and throwing things in Nerf wars. Mm-hmm. But what do you do other than that?
So a lot of it is catching up with our different project teams that we have going. Like I saw somebody, Andrew Bloom, you posted a great question about luxury and what we're doing with luxury. We have some huge things in the works that are, and that's a good example of a program that runs on so many different departments, right? If we're going to really look at KW and who we are in the luxury world, we got to get with training, we got to get with technology. We're working with Annie in marketing. We're working with an enablement team on special programs. We're working with legal, right? That runs the gamut. So getting those cross-functional teams together on those key initiatives like luxury, like professional services, a lot of things that we're doing is sort of the core of my day, doing those meetings. And we're also launching some huge initiatives for our leadership and support of our leadership and recruiting. So working on the project team. Jason and the labs group are really spearheading a lot of that. And Karen, I know you're going to be a key part of our growth plan there. But anything that really touches multiple areas of this factory is really where I spend my day, and just making sure that we're continuing to deliver on those things. And then one of the things that Josh's team has actually really pushed me to do, and I'm working on, is leaving some white space in my day so that I can think about the future and not just making sure that I'm handling today's projects or the things that are hot, but actually trying to get ahead. And now, we're all planning for 2021 and thinking about what that's going to be. So right now I'm actually trying to protect a lot of white space on my calendar to do that thinking and planning and getting creativity and kind of be a little more forward thinking, because we have an awesome team here. I mean, the KWRI team at every level is just rocking and rolling. And I think again, speaking about good things that have come out of kind of this unusual time, the fact that we all dispersed out into our homes just overnight, and we have just continued, the people at KWRI that work here at headquarters have continued to show up, continued to deliver more value. They're awesome. So I do check-ins with all those teams, and then trying to plan for 2021 right now.
I think people underestimate the importance of thinking and creativity time. So I love that Josh is holding you accountable to it, because Warren Buffett thinks for 5 hours a day, and I will plan my calendar back to back to back. And so I literally am becoming a manager of tasks and not a leader, and taking that time. So even for 20 minutes a day to let it drain, and that is working. And I think we get in a way of, well, I'm not accomplishing anything, or I haven't checked a box, and so therefore it doesn't really count as work, when in fact it is working.
Right. Well, and I used to do that at the end of the day, right? I'll take the last hour of my day, and that'll be my thinking time. Well, my willpower is 0 at that point, right? And I'm totally distracted and totally worn down. So actually using morning time to have that be your white space time, I think is huge. If you can block out the morning to have that, game changer. Because at the end of the day,
great advice.
My gas is gone.
It's funny, people that will come into the team leader role. I have newer team leaders in our group, and they go, oh my God, I thought they were going, I can go home and get it done. I'm like, no, you won't. Your brain will be so, Nick, you remember this as a team leader, so exhausted by the end of the day. Your intention, which one, we don't want you working at night with your family. That's ridiculous, not necessary. But 2, they think they're going to get so much done, but they don't understand the learning that is taken all day in their brain, and how much is being thrown at them just at the market center role. So I can't imagine how you all must feel at the end of the day, working with 160,000 associates with so many initiatives running, and you're you're the person that kind of puts it all together in silos and makes sure and they're all talking, is what
absolutely. It's those programs that touch multiple areas, right? That's where I feel like I can add value every day. And we have to make, we always come from such contribution and caring in Keller Williams. It's just like a fire hose, right? We do it all. We want to do it all. We have so many amazing people who want to do it all and it's a lot. And so one of the things that we try to as a team and have been really trying to get better at is, okay, can we make sure that this is the right strategic initiative, boil it down, let's be super clear about the play we're running, let's do less things. It's ironic, right? Because we live in a world where the founder of the company wrote a book called The One Thing, and then we're like, we have to do all these things, and we have to do them all at the best that they can be done. Right? And we all feel that. You feel that in your market centers or your region, Nick, right? Like we all feel that across the ecosystems that we're in charge of is, I got to do it all for my people because we care, but that causes a lot of confusion. So I think we're really working hard as a team to bring clarity of what are the plays we're going to run, and can we do those things really, really well rather than doing everything.
So good. I love that. I'm all about like leaving little 30-minute breaks in between long Zoom calls too. It's so important, especially I'm working at home, right? My kids want to, Daddy, play Minecraft with me, play Minecraft. Oh, it's a cameo.
Cameo, Josh Team Cameo.
Josh, you have your.
Wednesday, Josh. Tell him like we are not going to acknowledge any of the questions that he made us agree to ask him on what. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Right.
There's none of that.
Interview.
Control freak.
Yeah.
I thought I was so excited to come on your show, and then I realized Josh is coming on Wednesday, and it kind of made me nervous. I'm like, oh Lord, here we go.
Don't be nervous. I'm just gonna rip on him about his Crocs for an hour.
No. He's made a recent upgrade to his Crocs. Okay. Like they're not the like regular Crocs. Is that even
a Crocs?
They're like these newfangled white and gray, like streamlined Crocs.
Well, there's like
what? If you've never worn them, I have Crocs wedges. They're like strappy Crocs sandals. They have a heel. If you've never worn Crocs, it's hard to understand. But my husband, because of his work environment, he works in a lab and he works in a greenhouse. Like he has to have shoes that he can hose off, and the dogs don't like to eat them. I mean, Nick, did you see my dog Everywhere You Look video? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it yet. I'm gonna
Ellen,
watch it.
I collect dogs, and that's I'm on TikTok. I don't know if you're aware of that. And
I've heard tales of your
Corinne.
Of her talks.
Of her Corinne. And I made one because Everywhere You Look. Remember that show? Everywhere You Look. And then like you turn, and I did one with all my dogs, but I forgot a dog. And so I make this whole video, which takes a long time to like piece it together. Not that long. That's why I like TikTok. And then I forgot a dog, and they're like, "You forgot Trig." I'm like, "Oh my God, I got 9 out of 10. Like, suck it up. I don't know what to tell you."
Just in case you're curious, that song is the theme song to Full House.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
I have fond memories of that. That and the Bel Air. Those were like the theme songs.
Oh my gosh.
This here's a story about how I got out of life. Don't do
that. Don't do that.
I can't sing.
On HBO Max, Ellen. On HBO Max are streaming the whole series. Ellen, I hope that you had fun.
Thank you.
That's it. I could sit all day and talk to you guys.
We could too. We can keep going forever. We'll do a marathon. And just Ellen will have to sit. You know what we should do, Nick? We should put a GoPro on her and Annie and Josh and Jason one day and watch them all day at work, like police cam.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure that is prudent.
I don't know if they would be too self-conscious, like no Nerf battles. Right?
They'd be like, "Is that legal?"
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
Listen.
You know what? I will say we have fun. We work hard. And I think this is a really dynamic time for our company, right? Like we're experiencing inexplicably, wonderfully, right? Like we didn't think in March we were going to go into this most wonderful real estate market that most people are experiencing and having like all this business and all this that has come from this. But I will say like, I feel like it's brought our company, not just at the KWRI level, but at the regional level, at the market center level, our agent teams, like closer together, because we thrive when things get rocky, when things get tough. Like Keller Williams thrives in those environments, and I see our company and our people thriving, not just because of the market, but because of the way that we're coming together to approach, you know, the unknown and what's coming. And so it's just an exciting time for Keller Williams, and at every level, at KWRI, at the market centers, at the regions, everywhere. It's just an exciting time to be a part of our family and our ecosystem. Do you guys feel that?
Oh yeah. I mean,
never a better team. Like never a better team put together. Like that can work. That works collaboratively together.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that I have so much fun just playing with technology all day and teaching agents how to use it. Like that's how I look at it. Like it's just fun. How do you not have fun playing with tech? You know?
Well, and helping people, like what you do, Nick, is so, like, it's just so helpful. Like, I don't know, you're actually helping them build systems and scale their businesses and understand new ways of doing things. And like, you have an inexhaustible energy for that. It's incredible.
Thanks. I mean, I just like to see, like yesterday, one of my team leaders texted me with a post from her inter-office Facebook group about how one of her agents used my Sphere of Influence smart plan for the holidays.
Yeah.
She got, like, with the Halloween text that went out, she got added 5 opportunities to her pipeline. And, you know, it's just a text that says, "Hey, Ellen, it's Nick. How's it going? Happy Halloween. Hey, what are you going as this year?" Something super simple. And it turned into 5 pieces of business because she messaged, you know, like a few dozen, I don't know how many people she messaged, but those small little texts to check in can turn into business, you know? Yeah. So I love when that happens, because then it's like the ones that are saying command doesn't work. It's like, well, okay, she just added however much money to her opportunity pipeline. It works, you know?
Well, this is like, I feel like we're at the end of like slowly then suddenly, right? To quote Susan Scott, like you all have been working so hard and feverishly, and then with like 50,000 agents also participating in getting this technology lined up. And then there's a task force here for wealth building, and there's a task force here for leadership labs, and there's Command MC, and there's all these pieces. And I feel like right now, literally Keller Williams International is at the crux of this, to just take it and soar so much further, is literally like this week, this moment with you guys running it. So it's like all my Keller Williams leadership dreams have come true, to see this group and to see what's next. Like, I mean, I showed an agent how we can update our pipeline with the referring agent, right? And then they get notification that I moved them to joined in the phases, and they're like, I got notification they joined, and there's so much. But if we can affect one person every day to make their life easier or better, then we're winning. We just got to do it again and again and again and again. And so it's really exciting.
It is. It's an exciting time. And I love that closeness, and I love just the family feel that we've got going on. We've got the wind at our backs, right? And so we have to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it.
Okay, Ellen, thank you so much. Have fun today. Listen,
was so fun.
If Josh throws, throw it back. Like, get a slingshot, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, and then good idea.
We'll handle him on Wednesday. We got it.
See that coffee cup? See that cup behind you? See that coffee cup behind you?
Yeah.
Just throw it like at him, but like right next to, but like only right next to his head.
Not so it's like, just enough to like whiz by, make a sound.
Yeah, like,
by.
Yeah.
Okay.
So awesome. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you
so much.
We're gonna play music now.
Awesome. Oh, dance party at the end?
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
I don't hear any music at all.
Oh, you know, it's in my head.
Right, Karen? We hear it.
You know why? Did you? No, it's because I have AirPods in now.
Oh, well, just pretend there's music, Ellen.
There's always music.
She has her ear pods in. She's the only one that hears it. It's like, bye. Have an awesome day.
Bye.
Bye, guys.